Okay, this is John Mark, and this is my Ultimate Jobsite Backpack. I just bought a new backpack, so I'm going to be moving out of this one. I want to talk about kind of how this one has done for me over the last probably almost 2 years now. If we go around the exterior, we can see that the tape measure clip is ripped out. That actually only happened just the other day, and I stepped over my backpack and physically stepped on it and ripped it out. I'd say it does pretty good. I almost never use either of these exterior pockets. We got like a PRV guide, some plumber's grease. Guess I do use that one. I'm not really a tape guy. I don't like a whole lot of stuff hanging off my bag, so I never really use that as a plumber. But I mean, cool. Run a tag up here with all my info. Super nice. Use this top pocket for a headlamp, Allen keys, some markers, really small screwdriver, random blade backups, and some junk I need to sort out, basically. Never really used the pocket down here either. I'm a main compartment guy mostly. In this compartment, I just have Bosch Daredevil paddle bits, a random drain plug for testing sinks and drain work under sinks I've installed, and an electrical tester just for testing power. There are some pockets down here. This all never saw much use. All these zippers are pretty good. It's worth noting that these exterior zippers held up really great, but 2 years is a long time, and I started losing this zipper a while back. We open it up. We got the main compartment. This has worked really awesome. Got an impact. Got 3 9-pack Cobras. Got a couple channel lock adjustable wrenches. One Husky long adjustable wrench. A couple more 9-packs smooth jaw wrenches. And another little Husky, tiny one. Then going along here, we got a random, probably like Harbor Freight wire cutter, random set of needle nose, drywall saw, another random wrench, pretty much never use that guy, and a shorty 1/4 inch ratchet. Use that all the time, carry bolts, all kinds of stuff like that. Whenever I go through a tool bag, I do pull stuff out I don't use. So like this specifically, this can go in a drawer. I don't need to haul this around. I can't tell you the last time I used this. This can almost go in a drawer. I do end up using it, but open drywall a lot of other ways. Over here we have my favorite PEX cutters. This is a metal set by Raptor. They sell at Ferguson. Replaceable blades. Pretty great cutters though. I've ground a lot of these blades down, kept them sharp over the years. Also got a rigid set. Very rarely use these, but when I get into 1-inch words bow, sometimes these are nice. Got a random magnet right there. Going to the main compartment. We got my modded Milwaukee light. Got a Teflon tape, Blue Monster, and a Blue Monster pipe thread sealant. Or lubricant, whatever you want to call it. All through those pockets, I keep 2 DeWalt storage cases. First one, I'm in daily. We got Allens I can throw in an impact. Almost never use these. Got a Harbor Freight set of sockets. Amazing. Use these all the time. They're color coded, kind of like the Weir ones, but I just haven't went for the Weir ones yet, and these are smaller, which I think I kind of prefer. I am not one of those guys that loves bits independently. I love don't actually know the term for that. I don't like the long bits. I like just having a bunch of tips and changing them out of magnetic bit holders. So I run Phillips and a T25, carry some backup T25s, carry some backup Phillips, carry some random adapters for my sockets, and then these. And on this flip side, carry like a pipe reamer, a bunch of random extensions, and then a couple other random things. I really like having everything have a home. This works really good for that. This one has kind of fallen out of use to some extent. I don't get into it a whole lot. But I keep my right angle attachment here. Keep some random more used paddle bits here. Kind of been through a lot. And I usually keep some Sawzall blades here, stuff like that. I don't usually carry a Sawzall blade in when I carry this bag in though, or a Sawzall. So having Sawzall blades isn't always the most important thing. That said, I have a bunch of long Sawzall blades right here. Pretty much all Diablos. Carry one hammer, just for beating things. Carry pipe wrench. This is a Husky Steel 10-inch pipe wrench with a piece of 1-inch PEX on it. I've carried this pipe wrench for years. Just one of those tools that isn't the nicest, but has really found a place, and I have a home for it. Picked this up from Bulldog Plumbing, Laura Roberts, I think, on Instagram. And hope I got that name right. This is a killer pipe wrench, this HDX one. It's got a 90-degree swivel. And I thought it would be the stupidest thing, and I thought it would break. And I pretty much told her that, and she was like, I thought the same thing, and it still works. So I went into Home Depot and I bought one, and I just haven't looked back. Like, it's the dumbest, greatest thing ever. Doesn't see a ton of use, but when I use it, it's priceless. Got a overpriced Milwaukee billet aluminum level. Text on the bubbles is kind of beginning to wear off, but it's been a great level. In general, it's kind of overrated. The Empire levels, just the blue plastic ones with the metal, are really nice. But, you know, I like my color schemes, so I tried this one out, and it's still very much alive. I carry a bunch of cheap Harbor Freight punches, just for when I'm cutting wood out in joist bays, things like that. I need to widen something out. It's nice to have one of these just to kind of beat on and pop things out. Carry one blade for a hacksaw, just for cutting PVC in tight places, or PVC, or any of the plastic pipes like that, cutting off brass toilet bolts, things of that nature. I realize this is like Batman's basin wrench if he had one. I could talk for quite a while on this basin wrench alone. My button's kind of starting to come out right there. That'll pop in now. Only had that happen to me recently. This thing has a light, it's telescoping, it's got a spot for a socket down here, this whole end pulls off. And it is an absolute beast. It's kind of a pain because it's so big, but I don't have a whole lot of complaints. It's been a really nice basin wrench, even if it is like the most expensive basin wrench out there. You know, when I buy plumbing tools, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a plumbing tool, let's buy it. Terrible logic, right? I'm not sure I've ever used one of these rigid 3-in-1s. It's been in my bag since like day one, and anytime I would use this, like, something else comes into play. So this is another tool I can pull off, leave in my truck, just because it never sees use. Let me know if you use that. Also got another screwdriver here, just to have a second screwdriver. This one has all Allens in it as well. This never sees a whole lot of use as well. I mean, I can pull this off, I can put this on my truck. It's a great screwdriver to have when you need it, but I very rarely need it, and I have a full set of Allens, and I have Allens for my impact. I mean, I have no lack of Allens. It's fun to have multiple ways of doing something, so in awkward situations you can get them done. So like, I have the Allen keys there, I have 2 6-inch extensions and a 12-inch extension in the bag, so having the ability to snap those into extensions, and snap my extensions into a screwdriver or something like that is just priceless. On that note, this is a roller gear, super smooth screwdriver. Definitely getting a little bit beat up. Had a couple hard years of use now, or something like that. But I would say worth it. It's been a pretty solid tool. I think Gnarly Carl dropped his off of a lift or something and actually broke it. I'm pretty sure that's about the only broken one I've seen. They're out of Canada. They seem to be pretty sweet. Got a bigger ratchet. What do I use this for? Tub shoe removals. Got a couple sockets in here I use it for that fit certain PEX adapters, some stuff like that. Got another one. This one fits one of my stop tools, so that's for that. Got a magnet. It's good to keep one of these in your bag just for when you drop something down. You can fill in the blank, and you need to pull it out. And this has averted a lot of disasters where I did really stupid things, and I was like, oh, but I have that magnet tool. And pulled what I thought I had lost out of the wall or out of the pipe or whatever. Got a random set of Milwaukee snips here. It's good to have one of these around just for cutting random sheet metal, all kinds of random stuff. I'm using it for cutting zip ties a ton, actually, which sounds just about like the dumbest thing ever. But I mean, it's gonna stay in the bag. I like it. This is a Harbor Freight 1/4-inch socket set, and it's color coded, and it's an absolute beast. I love it. I've done so much use out of this. I've probably bought a couple at this point. Not because they break, just because they get all beat up, and I'd rather chuck a set in the drawer and have a backup set and have a new set in my bag. But they come on these little plastic things. They all stick together really well, and it just makes for really, really smooth bag storage. Got a pair of Vise Grips here. These are actually also knife packs. Really, really nice Vise Grips. But they see very, very little use as a plumber. Vise Grips aren't something that's needed a whole lot, but every once in a while you run into a situation where you want to grab onto something and have it hold on and stay there, and it's nice to have them bouncing around. Then I got a rigid faucet tool here. That I could watch a video and find out what this thing does. I guess I use this to hold basket strainers and stuff like that sometimes, but pretty much I'm always using that end for supplies. Really nice. We run these brass top nutted supplies by Brasscraft, and these just slip right in, and you can go up under a faucet and just tighten it right on. Amazing tool. I love it. So the 3-in-1 tool over there. Yeah, like I never use that. This tool, I use it all the time. Then we have one of these Milwaukee beading screwdrivers. One of the guys at work brought this up the other day, and he was like, "You don't have one of those?" And I was like, "I don't." Just for like going into cast iron hubs when we're gotta peel the lead out for like a tight seal or tie seal or whatever you call them. These are really nice and super solid core all the way through. Was using just kind of generic Husky screwdrivers, and I was just beating the snot out of screwdriver after screwdriver after screwdriver. These extensions, I had them in there. These are the Bosch locking extensions. I use these with my Daredevil paddle bits all the time. These are the best extension I've ever seen for 1/4-inch. I've probably broken one of these. Now I'm a service plumber, so I don't beat this constantly. But that said, like, it's an amazing extension. I really like it. And it's nice to have something this long. I've actually used it for beating things out of holes and all kinds of random junk. Great little tool. Then we got a couple picks. This is a really long pick set. I think I got these on Amazon. So for perspective, like that long. I could grab a tape measure, but I won't. I carry a right angle and a straight one, and these are great for pulling O-rings off things, or cleaning debris out of drains, or filling the blank. My only snap-on tool. Check it out. You saw it here first. And it's like a punch that I beat the snot out of. Another tool, it's just, I don't have a great specific purpose for this, but it's great for a ton of purposes. We can go into this right here. Carry, look, parts. Carry a couple hose caps right there. These hose caps are really, really good for going on above water heaters or something like that. Even after you have the system off, in case someone's opening faucets or something like that, you can just thread right on where they had flexes and do whatever you're doing and kind of ignore it without having someone open a faucet and dump water all over you. Not that that isn't fun, but keep a couple in my bag. I keep one of these short Milwaukee ratcheting screwdrivers. There's just some situations where like the long one won't work, and that one's really priceless. I carry one of these enclosed razor blades. I think a bunch of different companies make these. I bought this one at an auto parts store, just out of the blue. And this works great for cleaning up toilet flanges or just anything where I want a flat razor blade for some scraping action. Awesome to have. Now we get into sockets. Oh, I'm grabbing things. This socket is a 1-inch socket. This socket is a 7/8 inch socket. This socket, ooh, got another one. Cool. This one's 1 1/8 inches. And this one is a 30 millimeter. So I got a 30 millimeter, 1 1/8 inches, a 1 inch, and a 7/8. A 7/8 fits a 1/2 inch Wurzbow MIP adapter for Wurzbow by 1/2 inch pipe threads. This fits 1/2 inch pipe threads, but an FIP, a female adapter, by Wurzbow. Both of these for half. Then these both fit 3/4 MIP, 3/4 FIP, so that I can throw any of these into a ratchet. I can get up in the joist bay and tighten an MIP into a galvanized T or anything like that where I want to adapt to Wurzbow. Really nice to have for tight situations. Got another Reamer here, random blade, and one of my wrench tools. These fit the Wolverine Brass IPS angle stops. Slip right on the straight stops, and you can just ratchet them in really smoothly. The angle stops, you pull the handles on, and they slip right on, and you can tighten them up. I don't do compression. Everything I do is brass coming out of the walls, and this just makes it amazingly smooth for repiping or anything like that. I got a random flathead, which should probably be in one of these cases over here. And that is my 2019 bag video. Super long, but that covers everything in my bag. Gonna move bags and gonna sell this one on Craigslist or send it in for repairs to Milwaukee for the zipper, or give it to one of our guys or something. It's been a really great bag, but when a bag starts getting really beat up, I upgrade. Hope there was some helpful information there. I'm gonna spread all my tools out for a picture now.